What's up, guys? This is Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the overall markets. I'm also going to give you guys a warning about this rally that could be coming because it is very possible the market's getting ready to form a top very soon. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. So as far as the market's going, I just want to mention that with everything going on, we got our unemployment numbers and non-farm payrolls were very, very low. Unemployment went up. I meant to say this is now like at 4.3%, and non-farm payrolls are what went down quite a bit, alongside other payrolls data from governmental payrolls to manufacturing. So we got very, very weak employment numbers, and this is now increasing the odds of us getting a cut. There's a 100% chance we get a cut, and about a 90% chance it's going to be 25 basis points, 10% chance it's going to be 50 basis points or more. As a result, the market pumped all the way up to new all-time highs only to get a rejection. And now there's a different view that's coming out. First and foremost, with the Fed cutting, there could be different interpretations of the Fed if we start to get more bad jobs numbers, and if the Fed starts to scramble to cut rates, that could also be looked at as a sign of weakness, and that the Fed is kind of like behind on cuts. It might not be the best for markets, so a lot of people are now saying that after Jerome Powell and the Fed cuts, could that be something that causes the market to just sell off? It's a possibility. And then President Trump is also saying that he wants to impose tariffs on semiconductors. This could have a very, very big ripple effect on all kinds of tech companies. So be ready for that. He didn't give us an exact date, but he did say that very shortly there's going to be a tariff on imports of chips coming very, very soon because he wants to see companies shift production into the USA. So I think going into next week, SPY is going to try to bounce a little bit. But if we can take out this high, it's possible that this is going to be our top, and the market's going to get ready to start selling off just a bit for a small pullback. And we could be returning to 640, if not as low as like 636 for a move just like this. So it's very possible we're making a move like that. So I'd be very, very careful. If we break the all-time high, we could continue to rally, but it's possible we're forming a top. We might push a bit before we start turning back down. Same thing with the QQQ. Now the left shoulder, head and right shoulder is still technically valid. We have a double top making up the right shoulder. It's very tricky. We need to take out 580 to remain bullish. If we kind of push a little bit and fail to do so, we could be forming another top to then turn back down towards the lower 560s. So you want to be very careful. The IWM remains more bullish. This is looking more resilient than SPY and the QQQ. Could be going back up for essentially 240, maybe a little higher. So this might try to push for 240 next week. ES might try to bounce a little bit. As you can tell, we're holding this lower trend line. So we're holding the lower trend lines and rejecting off the upper ones. As long as you hold the lower trend line, we could attempt to go a little bit higher. And this could be looking for like the low 6,500s before it trends back down. NQ is also trying to bounce, go back up to 23,800. We're going to see if we reject or not. Bitcoin's going to try to push back up to about 112,800. We're going to see if it rejects. Tesla is still looking bullish. We're actually breaking out, making higher lows right now. And if anything, we're holding up quite nicely, forming a nice accumulation. If we could break 355, we could actually start pushing for 358 and 360. As of right now, Tesla looks more bullish as long as we don't end up losing like 347. We might push a bit higher and try to retest 355, and we'll see if we get a rejection or not. Nvda, it came down quite a bit. So we're going to see if we retest 169, then we're going to see if we get a rejection. This does look kind of weak. So there is a risk of more downside. If we get a small bounce, then there could be more downside if President Trump starts imposing higher tariffs on semiconductors. So you want to be very careful. Apple's looking more bullish. We're making higher lows right now, but we need to see this hold above 240. As of right now, we're consolidating up here, so it might consolidate and try to push a little higher. But I do want to warn you of the possibility of a rising wedge that's beginning to develop here. So that could be a sign that we do uptrend a little bit before we end up turning back down. So be very, very careful. For other tickers out there, we have AMD. AMD's on a downtrend. If 150 fails us, we could be dipping to 145. Coinbase is going to try to bounce back up to 303, and we'll see if we reject. Amazon might be dipping to like 230, then 228, and we'll see if we bounce, but there might be some temporary downside. MetaMeet tries to push back up to about 755. Google still looks more bullish, favoring 236 than 240. But Microsoft this week, after the news came out that the CEO is selling shares, alongside other negative pieces of news that could be affecting us, we could be looking for 490 very soon. The VIX dumped and now it bounced, now it's coming back down. So maybe the VIX is about to be forming a bottom soon. It might come down to this low, maybe make a new low, and then eventually it might be trying to bounce back up. That could be indicative of the market seeing a small bounce before it potentially dips lower. Might bounce a little bit next week before potentially dipping. So you want to be very careful with this market. It's a very tricky market, so just be very mindful of that. And with that being said, guys, I'll give you guys more updates later on on what's going to likely happen. For now, I'm going to end the video early. The reason is because I have to actually attend a wedding very, very soon. In just a couple of hours, I have to leave. So I'm going to end the videos early and just start getting ready. Anyways, enjoy your guys' weekends. Have lots of fun. Enjoy life and do what you have to do, guys. I wish you all nothing but the best, and I'll see you guys very soon tomorrow. Thank you for listening, and peace out.